Good evening. Good evening, everybody, or good night. Most are in bed by now, but sometimes I just want to talk late night, can't sleep, and just get a couple things off my chest and state it. I did the thing, the Mafia hype and everything else, and the perceptions, and in my last video, and just try to give you a more personalized, deeper insight on everything else. Now, I read the comments and everything, and I try to address them the best I can. And, we could play touche. Some of you guys sit back, you want to act like smartasses, but that comes with the turf. That comes with the turf. But, and that's okay. I'm a big boy. It might rub my nuts a little hard way, but I'm all right. I love everybody that could come in here and watch and throw things around. But like I say, the smart ass trollers, would you say the same thing if we were face to face? That's all. If you got stuff you're gonna say, be a man. If you would say it face to face, not sitting home with mommy and doing your business. But that's kind of juvenile of me to even have to bring that up. But what I wanted to state about with people on my channel, I'm getting things. I was very well educated, and my godfather did work for different families. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and he told me a lot of stories. And there's a lot of stories I can't talk about. You see the big channels, Mike, Franzese, Sammy, they could talk about murders and violence because they were informants and they have immunity. I don't. So, but I wasn't at any level where I was privileged to anything like that. And of course, I wouldn't reveal it anyways if I had immunity. So, that being said, but it's the new subscribers and everything comes on here. I tell different stories, sometimes pertaining, mob related stuff. And one thing I try to accomplish is realism. Try to give you the emotionality of situations, and not that Mike Franzese isn't a good communicator and everything else. He rocks and rolls. But at the end of the day, it's social media, it's entertainment. These guys are seasoned con artists, and they're selling something. They're selling something. So keep that in mind. Who's lying, who's telling the truth, whatever. They get views and they're selling. And you're buying what they're selling, whether it's their merchandise or their stories. So I'm not here selling anything. I do it as a little hobby. I didn't aspire to be a gangster. I was very well educated, and I was very academically sound, and I had other goals and dreams. And when I looked at guys at the club and in crews and everything else, and I just saw how reckless, along with violence and everything else, and I just thought, what a waste. Some of these guys were actually smart enough to be corporate level people, but then they go down like a chump. So when you're seeing this firsthand and in person, you get a different perspective. You look at these people through a different lens than just most of the viewers that watch from a different schema of knowledge. I come out here from a different perspective where I might have been around and was more intimate with certain situations. So, and when you realize that the fallout. You got Mike and Sammy, Mike Franzese and Sammy the Bull Gravano, and they're rocking and rolling, and they're getting their stories, whether they're telling the truth or lies. But what about the families of victims? What about the families of the criminals, the gangsters that they got caught and they went to prison? What about the mother going to visit their son and they're coming in the parking lot crying? So there's so much more in the peripheral than just this platonic storyline and baseline of mob channels. I try to offer different little things. I get a little crazy, a little immature, but I do have a very good IQ and intellect and communication skills. And I was a strategist. And I made money for me. I didn't understand these degenerate gamblers and crews making all this money, risking their lives, blowing most of it. And what they didn't blow, they had to hand up to the bosses and captains. I didn't understand that. When I go out into the world and make money, it's my money. So I didn't want to. They wanted me to go to New York and do all this and that. And then my godfather, who did work for different families, enforcer, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Number one, I want to live. Number two, I don't want to go to prison for the rest of my life. And number three, when I make money, it's my money for my actions and energies. I don't even like to be taxed by the government, let alone you go do capers and crimes and you got to just go hand the money up to somebody who's sitting up in Long Island and Staten Island in a mansion. So that was my thinking. So I'm looking at these people and just seeing the waste and the insanity of that life. I thought you would have to be an idiot to join a crew. And if you're smart enough to go out and do crimes and risk your freedom and risk your life, and where your wife and children got to come visit you in prison. So when you steal 10 steaks, they let you keep one? Or if you make 10,000, they let you keep 1,000? Doesn't sit well with me. How about you folks? But they accepted it as the norm and just followed accordingly. And 95% of them that lived died with nothing, or got killed, or they died in prison. So what was the upside for all that Guido, I'm a made man, and this is the Cosa Nostra, and all that garbage, for only 2%ers that are going to actually prosper off of that? The 2%ers in the mob life that can actually prosper from those organizations and crime families. Where's the upside to that? Were these guys making their pay and everything and hustling money? Were they going out and investing in real estate? Were they going and investing in the stock market or other lucrative types of things? No. Their retirement fund was picking football, hitting us 14 parlay. That was their retirement plan. That was their investment strategy. Gambling was their investment strategy. And then blow it all and then start over and run around and risk your life, risk your freedom to give most of it to a captain or a boss. And then whatever you got left, you're going to blow it. I was just a little run around guy, and I would see the money that went through some of these guys' hands, and then they might need a ride home. And right off the bat, when I first started helping out, I was thinking, wow, I can't wait to see this guy's estate. I can't wait to see this guy's house. And we're going through the city, and I'm wondering, There's no nice houses over here. Where are we going? I'm thinking to myself. And then all of a sudden, we're in a crappy neighborhood, and the guy says, okay, make a left here. All right, I'm home. And I'm thinking to myself, this poor bastard is going through all this, and this is what he's achieved? A scummy apartment building? I didn't know, I couldn't understand the psychology or the rationale or the mentality behind that. For a lot of risk, no reward. People can risk money, yes, but people, when they risk their lives, if you're going to risk your life, you should have a nice house on a hill somewhere with a picket fence. So, I mean, Mike Franzese did time. I'm not going to bash Mike Franzese and tell you folks that I have the real information. There's no value to that. I'm not gonna fall for that game anymore. It's all YouTube, social media, whatever I could be lying my ass off. If you buy it, you buy it. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. If you accept it, that's fine. If you don't accept it, it's fine. It's an unreality world. There's no rules. There's no rules. It's not subject to debate or who's right or who's wrong. The articles of incorporation to have a YouTube channel is like you can just bullshit your ass off. If there were articles of incorporation for the navigation and promoting or communication of a YouTube channel is very simple. There's none. There's two words in the articles for your channel, incorporate, whatever you want to call it. There's none. It's a rodeo. So whatever smorgasbord there is, you pick what you like, and that's fine. Some people like this over here, some people like that over there. You ain't got to fight about what you should like or not. Maybe some people like everything in the smorgasbord. But we get caught in such silliness and juvenile dialogue and communication, and mostly Joe Blow gangster viewers out there don't have a clue. They already have this hyped up image of mostly Mike Franzese and Sammy the Bull, and that's their whole schema of knowledge about the Mafia. That's their whole reference point. So if they're going to debate or communicate any type of dialogue, they're basing their information and facts behind Mike Franzese's spoken words and Sammy the Bull's spoken words. You gotta have a higher IQ than that, folks. You gotta be smarter than that. I would like to assume my viewers are smarter than that, but I am wrong with some of my viewers. And, if you want to troll and talk smack, well, I'm sorry. I just assumed you had higher IQs, all right? And, you can make the little cute things. It's laughable. I might come back and say, F you, you little Pee Wee Herman pencil neck or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, it's just reinforcement that this demographic, whether you're a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, and you've only watched Goodfellas or The Godfather or The Sopranos, which all of that is just a microcosm of the reality of the mob life, and you hang your hat on that, and then everything else that you can speak on is just derived out of those little segments of unreality. So I know there's a dumbing down of America that's been going on. I wrote a thesis and a paper on that years ago, the dumbing down of America. But some of you mobster viewers really reinforce the precepts that I put in that thesis, the dumbing down of America. And Exhibit A is most gangster mob channel viewers don't have a clue. Come up with some intellectual dialogue or replies or whatever or something that has some substance to it. Number one, you can't even form a proper sentence. Number two, you can't even come up with your own creative concept or a reply or a thought in some kind of upper level communication level. You're just bouncing around. Oh, gee, Mike Franzese is the king. No, Sammy the bull. You're just bouncing off the wall. You're the same mentality that blew their checks every week and hand over to the mob. You're the same suckers. You got the same thinking apparatus. That you're the guys that couldn't think straight, and you blew your money. You didn't have a job. You couldn't make ends meet. You were deadbeats. Those are the I could profile like an FBI profiler exactly the lifestyle pretty close to match those comments like a profiler. Yeah, nobody knows my whole history here. I don't sit and say everything else. I'm very schooled in all types of fields of knowledge. And it's laughable, if not pissing me off, but you got to laugh it off instead of getting pissed off and just accept what you're dealing with. And you get all kinds, but I do appreciate the good people that come in here and subscribe and everything. And as far as, oh, he's in I'm in my living room, you fucking retard. What do you think? I'm Mike Franzese, who's got billions of dollars, and I'm going to put some big, so if I have a good introduction with bells and whistles, that I'm going to be more believable. But because I'm sitting in my living room on a couch with a couple pictures that I'm unbelievable. What are you folks, fucking retarded? You little fucking pencil necks. Forgive me, folks. Forgive me. But what are you up against? If I ever got you outside in a parking lot, then show your face. I shouldn't be talking about that because I'm a Christian and everything else. But holy cow. You folks that think you're cute and you sit back there like that. I don't have to be in the mafia or a gangster to try to be a tough guy, but I'll still throw down at 60 years old. But that's case in point about the knuckleheads that run around that don't know anything else, and they're completely off base and they don't understand anything about it. But they try to be an armchair Monday morning quarterback, and they have no knowledge or point of reference on anything, but they're just going to sit back and sling shit and think it's going to stick up against the wall. And it's ridiculous. Why don't you start a channel and see where you go? You guys with all your creative stuff, start a channel and see if you could pull off doing videos. Let's see let's see how good you are at that. I do this. This is a hobby. I'm not going to be monetized or anything like that. This is a hobby. I got 400 subscribers swimming upstream with bad technology, bad lighting. I'm in a living room. Yeah, you fucking retard. The fuck? How stupid could a person be? Holy cow. Wow. I'm not an Einstein. I'm a Mensa. I'm in the upper 2% of IQ in the world. It don't mean shit. It's just about common sense. 4th grade common sense. Some of you guys can't even form proper sentences that were taught in 3rd grade. This is for entertainment. It's not for scrutiny. If you want to scrutinize me, look me up and scrutinize me outside in the parking lot. And you can beat my ass all you want. Okay? That's all. But don't be little Pee Wee Hermans. I'm open to criticism and everything else but have a foundation behind it. I'm not the end all of knowledge. Have a foundation at least. Just don't grab stupid shit willy-nilly out of the air and oh geez, hey, look, you got your homo friend. Hey, look, Brad, I wrote a stupid comment to the truth serum. Oh geez, Tommy, that is so brave of you. Come on, you fucking queers. That's queer thinking. You know, I ain't got nothing against queers I ain't got nothing against queers or homos or anything like that. There might be good people in the world. But it blows my mind. You don't understand the channel plan. The channel plan. If it's your new subscribers that are coming in here, I wasn't a made guy. I don't want to be a made guy. I was college educated in different fields of knowledge. Okay? I don't have immunity. Not that I've witnessed stuff. But anyways. So there's no upside to that. Okay? First and foremost, there's no upside to that. That's all. Maybe I'm just a good storyteller and I could just make up shit like Mike and Sammy. All right? Maybe I could just make up stories off the top of my head like Mike and Sammy. So what do I need all the production, the start of the videos like it's a freaking Godfather movie and all that? Yeah, that's good production value and everything else. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want it. They're publicizing themselves as known rats. Why? I know old time gangsters that completely can't even understand how these gangsters made men would show their faces on YouTube. I wasn't a made man. Maybe one doesn't even like that I do the channel, but I just say it is what it is, the old saying. But if you're watching gangsters on YouTube channels, they were at some point in time rats. It's common knowledge. And that's a whole different story. That's a whole different video. Like, well, is there justification for being a rat? And then you could throw that football around all you want all day long till you're blue in the face. And everybody's going to stand strong in their convictions on how they view that. You know, two of the biggest YouTube mob channels, they were rats. And I'm not here to bash Mike. Sammy, I don't have any use for, but Mike, I'm not here. But who cares how many times I could tell you, I know for a fact he's lying about this or that. Who cares? The truth serum, who cares? There's no value to that. He's rocking and rolling. He's selling trinkets on the corner. He's selling cookbooks. He's selling wine. What do you think he did with all those millions he hid from the gas scheme? He's no dummy. He's no dummy. I got nothing against him. He would say he never knew me. And I could give a shit. He lives his life. I live my life. I live a very happy life. I enjoy. I rock and roll. He can't even come back east. He's got a private estate. He doesn't venture out into the world. He's got to live his life like that. I could go walk around, show my face anywhere. Sammy the Bull, he's hiding in a cave. These guys can't walk the streets. Mike Franzese, a true blue New Yorker. He's out in California. Come on, Mike. You're getting up in the years. Spend a couple back in your, of course the neighborhoods have changed and everything, but there's still some, go visit. Go visit Little Italy and everything. See those guys' grandkids and tell them stories about when you knew their elders and stuff. That's all gone for you, Mike Franzese. It's all gone. That's the price you pay. That's the price you pay when you're informants. But that's the life. That's the life. I didn't want to be a made man. I didn't want to have a life trajectory where it would lead to the end result. Do you think Mike Franzese and Sammy the Bull are living all these luxurious lives? They might be in their own cave. They're prisoners of their own dwellings. They're prisoners within their own walls of their houses. It's just a little more comfortable. But that's it. Mike's a good guy. And I respect him. He's a great man, Mike Franzese. He's a great man. I have different views and opinions about some of that. He tells his stories. He'll put you to bed like a baby with a bottle. And boy, he could tell a story real good, whether it's true or false. He's good at his craft. He's good. Now listen, he says. Now listen, he says. Oh, man. Now listen. But that's it. He's successful at what he does. He's always been successful. He's a thinker. He's a thinker. And he's in his 70s. And he's alive. And he's not in a coffin. And he's not in prison. He's a chess player. He's a chess player. He might not have the notoriety of being the type of rat that Sammy the Bull Gravano has. A different flavor of rat. Maybe a rat is a harsh word for Mike Franzese. I don't know. That's for the viewers. Everybody has their own opinions. But who cares about that? He's doing his thing. It's free enterprise. And that's that. Everybody has their own niche. You come watch me for whatever you watch me for, whatever entertainment value or whatever you might gain just to hang out with me or hear something about this or that. That's my little lane. I just have a little lane on the YouTube highway. It's almost like the bicycle path, the bike path on the highway. I just got a little lane. Them guys, they got 4 lanes. They're like elbowing me off the road. But it's all good, and I'm blessed and everything. So you can't get the true perceptions and realities from even the 2 biggest names of the Mafia, recognizable names. You can't get the true perception of that. You can't. I have different motivations for doing this channel, and that's why I'm trying to straighten some of you knuckleheads that just don't get it. And if you have the right to, I don't block nobody. You have the right, unless you're just a complete retard that's just going to keep writing stupid shit on there, then you get blocked. But comments actually boost my algorithm. So you could motherfuck me in the comments, and it's actually helping my algorithm. So thank you just the same. So it's late night. I was talking about the part 2, the Mafia theory and all that, in the thumbnail. It's late. My stories I've told you were made up, okay? Don't crucify me for that, okay? Maybe I made them up. Maybe they're all true. But at the end of the day, if I just have the ability to tell a good story, give me credit for it. I liked Humpty Dumpty and Little Red Riding Hood when I was little, so they were good enough. They weren't real, but they were good enough. It did the job for me. So now if you think all the stories hereafter are going to be made up, maybe not. Maybe a lot of the other stories were made up. Maybe not. It don't matter. That's the point I'm making. Because I could tell you right now, and I don't want to get into that game. the big mob channels, 60% of that shit's made up. There's a basic truth that might be there, but then they weave in like seamstresses. They weave in all this glorification with bells and whistles and productions, and you're sitting there going, "Oh, geez, get the popcorn ready, honey," and that's fine and dandy in a free market. That's your entertainment. That's your right to your entertainment. I don't offer all that stupid shit. It is what it is. It's platonic. It's platonic. You know, I don't have an introduction. I'm like, are we on? Are we on? Look at my lighting. There's glare and everything else. I'm not a hype guy. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. I want, like there's exclusive stores you can buy things at other than the Walmart and Kmart and JCPenney. But there's exclusive stuff like the high end, real deal stuff. That's what you get here. I'm not generic and I'm not platonic like all that gibberish you hear from them other guys. Okay? So, this is like for the upper thinkers or just thinkers in general to entertain, expand your mind, and it don't matter. All you guys want to see is tough guy Guido. Oh, geez, back in 1993, the guy, he freaking put him on the wall. He stabbed him in the stomach and the knife stuck in the wall and he was stuck to the wall. With, oh, yeah, geez, me, that was cool, huh? Is that what you guys want to hear? Yeah, okay. Well, go find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it here. I might tell a couple of different things. Maybe I just make them up. That's all. Make them up. That's all. So take it for whatever you do. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. And we'll just keep rocking and rolling. We'll keep rocking and rolling. And if you like listening to me talk, I'm happy to invite you into my living room. Yeah, you asshole. I'm doing it from my living room, you fucking retard. With limited lighting and technology. If you got a comment on that, go to Mike or Sam. Go to them that they reading off of scripts and talking to. That's your place. Then this ain't the place for you. If you don't like sports, you don't go to a sporting goods store. Wow, man, folks. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for your support, folks, and the people that have been riding with me. I think they put my ticker back on, so the subscribers are going up. Like, share, and do all this and that. And my whole genre of this channel isn't just Mafia stuff. Go back and view the other videos. I got a lot of different stuff in there. But of course, mob stories get more views and possibly more subscribers. But I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm a thinker on everything in all aspects of life. So come ride with me, come back and visit, and we'll hang out again. I appreciate your time and support.